Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my SuperCoach team reveal for round, I guess, 1 or whatever, the final team reveal before we get into this season. And I guess it is my first SuperCoach season necessarily in full, so it's probably going to be a horrific team, but I'm willing to take some risks just to see how it works out a little bit, go against the grain a little bit. So it's probably going to fail, and I'm probably going to finish 40,000, but I'm here to learn, I guess, and how it works a little bit. So I'm here to take a couple of risks on some players and see if they can really make some cash, I guess. So I guess I'm sort of playing a little bit like fantasy a little bit, but hopefully these guys can make some cash, and I can really... I guess, do pretty well, but I'm guessing it will probably fall down in a heap, and I will probably end up in that 40k range. But anyway, here to try some stuff and learn about SuperCoach. But before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can probably see, you can see about 15 players here, or whatever, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 15 or so players. So D1, Nick Dacos, just going to stick with him. I think his SuperCoach output won't be dipped as much as his fantasy output with a tag, potentially. So yeah, I still think he puts up 100, 110 against the Swans. I just don't think he gets those sort of cheap disposals as much. So yeah, I'm not too worried about Nick Dacos. And so yeah, he's D1, especially with the only 40 trades comparative to the 53 at AFL fantasy level. I'm willing to go with him. Then you have at D2, Harry Sheasel, same thing with the AFL fantasy, just an absolute gun. I really like his role and think he can put up, what did he put up last year? 100 or so. So yeah, 99.5, so I think he can push that towards that 110 range and really get going. I don't know what exactly he put up in the trial game or the preseason game. Let me just bring it up. But I think, here it is anyway. He put up a 102, so that's fine. He can easily push that towards a 110, 115 on the regular. And then you have Hayden Young. I know he put up I'm pretty sure he put up a big number against Port Adelaide. He, in fact, put up a 115 against Port Adelaide in the preseason. So, yeah, I think he can push something or other close to that. And he's priced at 94. So, yeah, a 115, 110, somewhere around that range he can push to. And that'll be absolutely huge for Hayden Young. Elliot Yeo, I think this is a big potential swing. And I think a lot of teams have him in their side as they don't want to put a Williams or a Budrick or somewhere around that range at D4. So I'm going to go with Elliot Yeo. He did in the trial game put up let me just see here. He put up a 96 in SuperCoach terms, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with something like that, especially given he's priced at 80. I think there is potential for him to be a top 6 defender if his role sticks, and if I guess the Eagles are closer in games, it should help him with the distribution of points and how that works with how it with closeness of games and stuff like that. Zach Williams, I think he should do fine. He's priced at, nothing basically. And he's got a break even of 4. So yeah, I think he is going to be one that just absolutely cannons up in price. We saw in the actual round 0 of it that he went and scored, I forgot what exactly it was. It was a 69 in terms of, if it will let me get to the AFL Premiership round 0, he put up in terms of what did he put up? He put up one second here, just going down a little bit. He did put up a 73, which is a little bit annoying, but it was just one of those weird nights where I think he had a lot of, he didn't have the best sort of output. If we go to game day and then we go AFL matches, maybe that'll work. Does it show round 0? And then you show here the Carlton game here, and then you show all stats. You'll see, I think it's very simple, but I think he didn't put up the best of scores. As you look down here, he put up a 73, 17 touches, 17 kicks, 2 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles, 2 free kicks against, which was a little bit annoying. I think he could easily push an 80, 85, and that would be just massive value. So hopefully that doesn't screw it up. Yeah, there we go. So Zach Williams is at the D5 slot for me, and then Zach Reed at the D6. It's honestly a big question between Zach Reed or Gibcus. Put the emergency on Gibcus there. Between those two for the D6 slot. And so yeah, I'll just go with probably Zach Reed, to be honest. Chip in the Essendon system. I think he can put up a little bit more. Is playing Hawthorn, whereas who is Gibcus playing? Gibcus is playing Carlton, I believe. Yeah, Carlton. So yeah, this is honestly a big question that I'm having at the moment. Is Zach Reed going to do it, or is Josh Gibcus going to do it? Josh Gibcus did obviously put up the 76 in the game against Gold Coast. Didn't really have much of the ball, just did a lot of those 1%ers and those spoil works that don't really go into AFL Fantasy. He had a massive split of 39 AFL Fantasy to 76 SuperCoach, so that's why he's in the SuperCoach side but not the AFL Fantasy side. But then if we do look at the preseason game for the Essendon side, you will see that I believe Reed put up a decent actual score. He put up a 80. So yeah, this is a real sort of who's going to do better between Reed and Gibcus. I potentially will have, and then you also have Blake Howes as well, who is playing Western Bulldogs. So I could put him. It's really a toss up between these three, and I don't know who to put in. I may go this just for because Howes could do a little bit better than these two, in potentially just getting a lot more possession. So it's a lot more possession based rather than sort of those spoils and intercept based, which can be hard to get. So yeah, I may just go with Howes based on that. So based on more certainty there. Then we go down to the midfield, and then you're probably looking at that and going, what the absolute hell is going on with it? As a matter of fact, I may actually go. I think Green will do well enough to justify that selection there anyway. Or does he go better than... Let me just see the options here at the mid prices that I have. Merritts could do well. 116, Libba, Jordan Dawson, Butters. I may just go Butters because Green does have that early buy, and he will have that price movement, but I think Butters across 6 weeks will do a lot better than the likes of a Green across one less game. I think Butters can catch it up, so that's why I'd have Butters in there. What did Butters didn't play the preseason game, and Green in round 1 of the actual round 0 of the actual season did go a 130, was it, or 132? So it does have that built into the system. So it is really a toss up there, and that may change depending on some things, but it'll be one change, so it isn't like a game or a team breaking decision there. Martin at M3 is probably a little bit light, but I decided to do that because of the forward options and how I see it playing out. So I want a forward in there. That sort of meant that I restructured a little bit and went very, very heavy in the forward line. So that's the reason for that. But yeah, so Martin at M3, he should be fine. He'll move back into the back line and cover. Once round 6 is done, round 7, like I said in the AFL Fantasy video, he should be in the defensive slot, and then you'll basically see me have Elliot Yeo will need to go up to someone, but we'll see, that could be a Sinclair, Wangadeen Malira, or someone like that, depending on who's playing well, but he will go up to one of them, and then I basically have to I have to get 6 midfielders, which is a worry, but I think I can do it based on that my defenders are basically all there for what I want. I need only basically 1 or 2 defender upgrades, whereas the midfield is a little bit heavy in upgrading, but I think I can do it with Sanders, McKercher, Roberts, Huswaite, Wilson and Clark, or probably the 6 of them combining for probably 3 players, I would say. So that's there's the upgrades there. Wines is probably almost going to get me up to a player. And then Bonner should be able to, with a rookie, almost get me up to another player. So that's almost 5 of them, and I'll have to find 1 more. But I think I can do that across the season. So yeah, does feel light, and this is the risk that I'm taking. But it may be that one of my forwards does turn into a midfielder based on his price and how it goes in the first 5 weeks. Wines, I think he can do really well. I think he's well underpriced, and I think he's just hopefully gets back to his best. Break even of 83. Can he get back to sort of that 105 range or something like that? We'll see. Bonner, I think, is best 22, something that I really wanted to do in my AFL fantasy team, but I'm going to take the risk in Supercoach is putting him in because I think that Sinclair comes back and goes into the midfield, and I think that Bonner is one that can easily make a lot of cash early, so I'm willing to take the risk in Supercoach where it's not as I'm not putting as much on Supercoach compared to AFL Fantasy, so I'm willing to take the risk there with Bonner. McKercher, Sanders, Roberts, a similar midfield. So, yeah, you're probably going to find me for this midfield having it this way. And then Hustwaite, Wilson, Clark, massive hopeful rises out of the off the bench. I mean, Hustwaite, what did he do in pre-season? Let me go back to this again. In this one, pre-season. And then you see in the pre-season game, Hustwaite put up an 84. And then you have also, let's check Wilson and Bonner in pre-season. Wilson put up a 106 and Bonner put up a 127. So you see massive cash gen out of those guys. Roberts, of course, put up his score in round 0, but I'll quickly get to that once I get through the Sanders and McKercher. So Sanders put up what did he put up? He put up an 86, which is absolutely fine for a rookie. And then you've got McKercher putting up, what did he put up? He didn't do so well, did he? McKercher only put up a 55, so I am worried about that. And there is potential for me to go just a Hustwaite here over a McKercher or a Wilson over a McKercher. But I'll probably give it a round just to wait and see because McKercher could easily bounce back and just, I guess, be a little bit better in that midfield. He only had, that defensive line, he only had 18 touches. He could easily push that to 22 touches, and that's another probably 10, 15 points, and being a little bit more efficient gets him that up to that sort of 80 range, which is what we want. And then you have Jai Clark here, who I think put up an 80 also, I want to say. If I quickly look at it, I think he put up an 80. And he's just signed, I think he's about to sign on. If he hasn't signed on, he put up an 86. So that is, I believe, 86, yeah. So he is absolutely fine. And then we quickly just go to, I'm getting better at clicking between these. We go to the Roberts, and he put up a, where is it? He put up a 76. So he put up 91 in fantasy, 76 in Supercoach. It's because he basically was just kicking sideways from what I believe, as he was really efficient. He just was not getting any meters gained or anything, so that's why Roberts, I think he only had 260 meters gained on like 17 kicks or whatever. Let me just check here. 16 kicks and I think only like 260 meters gained, so that's why he didn't get too many Supercoach points, but I think he's got that role over Lloyd at the present moment. So yeah, I'm really hopeful that he can put up another couple of bombs where he goes absolutely huge, and so he gains a lot of cash early. Then we have the ruck line going pretty simple with this. Gawn and Grundy, yes, and Livingston here. Sucks that Naismith was out or got out in the... if he had played one more game, I would be happy with Naismith there, but one game, 91, I just don't like it, to be honest, and doesn't really give you a captaincy loop in that round 1, so more so going for Livingston, just because it saves 20k, and with my team, 17k, I can't really do anything with Barnett, who is probably going to be the guy that potentially plays, but Barnett, you need 3 games to get to a price rise, so I don't know if Barnett will play 3 games in the end, so I'm more so going Livingston there. Grundy is a must, absolute smashed Gawn in the second half of that ruck contest. I think it was something like 101-9 or whatever, points-wise, Supercoach-wise. So yeah, really looking forward to Grundy this season as a Swans fan. Then we have Gawn here. Looking forward to seeing how he bounces back. I think he goes absolute huge, potential 180 game. Like if we look at Gawn against English last year, 140, 91 against Hawthorn, and then 74 against Port. Don't know what happened there. He should be back to his best, honestly, against Port. I see Port being a simpler ruck matchup, especially with Soldo. I think they can. I think he can beat Soldo in the ruck. And then we go down, we talked about Livingston, then we have Jackson here, and this is the reason why my midfield is so skinny. If Jackson wasn't here, Sexton would be on field, and then I'd have another rookie here like a Windsor, and Bonner would turn into probably a Steele, who I've had all pre-season and sort of do want, but can't really get, which sort of sucks. But yeah, so really hoping that Jackson can get upwards close to 600k with a couple of ceiling games, best 18. Hopefully he gets a couple of ceiling games, and if Darcy is out for the full 6 weeks that we need, then Jackson can cover Gawn and Grundy, as Livingston can go here and Sexton can go on the bench. But we may actually see, I mean, Sexton put up a 73. What did Harley put up in his preseason game? As I'm just looking through that now to see if I want Harley on the bench or not. Let's just look at the West Coast Eagles versus Adelaide game. And Harley put up a 88, so I'm more intrigued to see Harley on field over a Sexton at the moment. So yeah, Jackson on field. Heaney, 144 was absolutely huge, and so yeah, having him on field, I just want to check quickly. Fife's numbers in SuperCoach for the game, preseason game, put up a 72. He's priced at what, like a 50 or whatnot, 51. So yeah, 72, and that was a bad game for him. So I reckon he can easily push it up towards that 80, 85 average for the year. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing Fife back to hopefully somewhat of his best with a really good role. Heaney had that inside mid role. He's sort of a 5-week play. Hopefully he gets up towards that 600k range, and then I can flip him to a Sanders or something like that and potentially have some leftover cash to make some maneuvers to someone else, or with the trade boost maneuver as well to get a midfielder at the same time. Then you have Fisher here. I think he is going to be top 6 on both Fantasy and SuperCoach, so that's why I have him. And Fife, I don't think he'll be top 6, but I think he can easily get through the first 6 games, putting up 80 per week and basically doing at 280k, doing what someone almost like a Flanders will, not necessarily a Flanders, but someone like around that 450k can do, and saving 170k is crucial. James Jordan put up an 81. I think he's a massive cash grab, and yeah, so I think he will just be in my side for 7-8 weeks or something like that, and then trade him out once he maxes out in price. And then you have Harley Reid, 200k. I think he's absolutely fine. I think there was a lot of overreaction to him when he came out with a 32 AFL Fantasy in the pre-season with that first hit out when we didn't have official stats. So I'm happy with Harley. And then Sexton, 73 in opening round. He did butcher the ball, I think, a little bit. I think his first quarter was like a 7 or something. So yeah, I think, or 7 at the time and then adjusted or something. He butchered this first. I think it was 15 AFL Fantasy points for like a -4 SuperCoach. So yeah, I didn't really like him at the start there, but I think he'll be fine. He's got the role where he's going to have 1 or 2 games where he just doesn't distribute the ball well, but he's going to have games where he does distribute the ball well, and he looks locked in. He's not going to do a Constable, I don't think, and play 2 games and then get dropped. And then you have Cadman on the bench here. Here is just 2 weeks, hopefully, of Cadman just going nuts against North and West Coast, putting up 4 goals each in those games and really solidifying that cash gen that he potentially has, as he's got a -10 break even. I don't know exactly how break evens work with the 3-game price cycle, but yeah, he should be able to absolutely smash it and hopefully make a huge amount of cash, as I don't know what the projections are exactly, but yeah, if Cadman can make some cash and I can dump that cash and almost start upgrading by round 4 or 5 or whatever, and then get to a full team, that is what I'm looking at. But I'm probably completely wrong in this side, as I've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably in the end 9, 10, 11 guys that I've got to upgrade, and then a couple more that I have to swap-ish, or maybe 10 guys that I've got to upgrade, and then 2, 3 or 4 that I've got to swap. So yeah, I don't know about it necessarily, but I'm here for the ride and here for the cash gen, and hopefully it works, but it's probably going to fail, and I'm here to learn and stuff like that, and see how the mechanics work and stuff like that, as I've sort of followed a little bit and done a lot of research this preseason, but I'm not the best at it, so watch this fail. But I'm here for the ride, and let's see how it goes. But anyway, that is my 2 team reveals done for AFL Fantasy and now the SuperCoach team, and let's see how round 0 goes. But anyway, here for the ride, here for how it goes, and hopefully we can do well and prove that I know something or other, I guess, across these two formats. And if I'm looking at the captaincy options, I know I put a poll up for my AFL fantasy side, but I reckon I will go... do I want to go Dacos against the Swans? No, I'll probably go Bont into Butters, to be honest with you, with the Livingston loop, I reckon. Livingston plays, 4 p.m. or whatever? So there's that. Gorm will be VC, just doing it quickly on the fly. They play at 4 p.m. against Port, so I need to know basically in that split second what the scores are or whatever. So there may be a massive adjustment and I may get caught out a little bit, but I reckon Bont will go well. I'm not necessarily going to go Jackson just yet. Against Brisbane, Jackson may be a one against like a West Coast or something if he gets to that game. But yeah, I think that's the way I will go. I don't really have a GWS guy to go for. And yeah, not going for Whitfield, who I think is somewhat popular from memory. Not going for him, I don't think. But that may change. Whitfield, what is he? Let me just filter and search by that. But yeah, Whitfield, I think is going to be popular. But I'm going to play against him, I believe. Let's see here. He is 7% owned. So yeah, I'm going to probably play against him, as I don't know how he did in... Let me just check this. But yeah, this is just my thoughts a little bit, going almost retracing my steps a little bit. And if we go to this game, Whitfield did put up a... he only put up a 108. So yeah, I'm going to play against that, given that he put up a 108 in Supercoach, whereas AFL Fantasy put up a 137. So yeah, I'm going to play against that. But that is the video there, and hopefully the changes are... there'll be limited changes tonight with the team list reveals, etc. But yeah, here for the ride and etc. And I'll see you guys in the Richmond versus Carlton game review tomorrow. Anyway, I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.